I use my iPad Pro a lot for taking notes with the pencils, and I wanted to feel more paper-like, so I picked up this. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda. You might have an iPad, you might have the Pencil or the Pencil 2, and I picked up this one. It's a 12.9-inch iPad because I really wanted to take notes on it. It's just easier for me to sketch things out by hand a lot of times than typing them out and then using cursor to draw things. Now, I didn't want to buy like one of the Remarkable or the Kindle Scribe tablets because I didn't want another device, another ecosystem. This would sync up, I could email it out. There's just a lot of advantages of having the iPad, but one of the disadvantages is that the screen feels a little glass-like, and writing on it is not necessarily the most natural thing ever. So I found this. This is by BERSEM, and it is a paper-like screen protector, so it gives me Paperfeel here, and it was one of the cheapest ones. I was kind of surprised at how expensive some of these get. So I wanted to see if this cheap screen protector would give me more paper-like feel, but also not necessarily diminish the viewing experience on the iPad. You know, I'm assuming it'll give it some anti-glare capabilities, but I don't want it to be distorted or hazy or anything like that. So what we get here is this little packet of installation guide and tools. I'm just gonna pull this out. Ooh, a little microfiber cloth. We definitely wanna make sure our screen is free of lint, dust, and fingerprints. We also get lens and cleaning wipes, so we get 2 of those. I'm definitely gonna need those. And then we also get dust removal stickers, which are kind of like low tackiness stickers. You kind of tap them on there. These are positioning stickers for the screen protector. I don't know if I'll use those. I might just kind of eyeball it. We get this little anti-slip mat, maybe for holding it or putting the iPad down so it doesn't move when we're applying the stickers. There is a video. If you scan that QR code, you can probably watch the video on how to install it. But what you can see here is we get some instructions on the side. So yeah, you apply those stickers to the screen protector. You kind of put it on, you know, lay everything down, peel it away. I will review those. We get this little plastic squeegee. Actually, there's a ton of stuff in here. Now I kind of get why some of these screen protectors are so expensive, but like I said, this one is pretty low cost, and this very thin, you know, felt-like strip, so you can kind of squeegee this sucker out. It's a pretty big piece of real estate, and then we get, looks like 2 screen protectors here, so if I screw one up, then I don't have to worry about it. I can go to the back up here, and what I will show you is that there is a number right up here, so I'm not sure which side is the side that goes down, but I'm assuming that this is kind of the protective layer, so this will go on and then I'll peel off. But if I'm wrong about that, then it won't be the first time I'm wrong about it. But we are going to install this real time on camera. So let me take a look at the instructions and then we'll do it together. Alright, so I took a look at the instructions. I've gone ahead and cleaned the surface of my iPad, and I think I generally know how this goes on. What you can see here is we have a tab here 1 and a tab here 2. Now the tab that says 1 is going to be the side that goes onto the iPad. So that's going to be down like this. And you can see I have a notch in the screen protector, and we have the cameras over here, so it's going to line up like this. Now what you are trying to do here is line this up, kind of center this as much as possible before you take off the backing so that it's not sticking to anything. You can kind of slide it around, and it seems like that's pretty close. And the point of these stickers is that once you get it lined up like this, you take these positioning stickers and you then kind of lay them down to where you want them. So in this case, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put it like this right there. I'm going to put another one over here, and that way when we lift this up, kind of like the hood of a car, I can peel off the backing and then pivot it straight back down. So I'm just gonna kind of press these all the way around just to make sure they stay in place, and if I look around the edges, it looks pretty good. Good enough for government work, all right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this out of the way. I'm going to grab the little 1 tab here, remove the protective plastic backing on the screen protector. That comes off, it's white. And the other thing that I've noticed here is that I have a little bit of dust on the screen. So I'm going to take some of these stickers and just tap the dust off so that I don't have any dust on the screen, because that's going to give me little air bubbles. Be a little easier in a laboratory clean room, but I have a dust manufacturing facility in the room next door here, so now I'm just going to kind of pull this back here, and then you can see these stickers will hold everything in place, and I'm just going to use the squeegee to kind of squeegee from the inside out. Oh, I can see I got some dust in there, but like I said, it's going to have to work. And I'm just going to push it all the way out here. You can see where I've got little bubbles, but it is what it is. And I'm just going to kind of push all the way out, get the screen protector down, And again, when the screen is on, you don't really see the bubbles as much. It's more about making sure that it kind of doesn't peel away, get jostled. Kind of bubble right there. It's kind of annoying, but I think that's going to be generally okay. All right, now that I've got that down, what I can do here is I can go ahead and peel this piece up, and I think it should kind of pull away the stickers as well. So I'll be able to pull those off. They won't stick to the body here. And now I have the screen protector on. You can see it is a bit anti-reflective, which is nice and probably should protect from fingerprints as well. So just gonna give it another little squeegee here. I don't know if I can minimize some of these bubbles, but you might be a little more fastidious about it and do a better job. But what I can tell you is I've got a bubble there, no, very small one there, little one there too. All right, now on to the pencil test and see what it feels like. All right, so here is my before video. I have been using this iPad a lot with this iPad Pencil 2, and so I've got a pretty good feel for what this feels like. But my issue with this is that this is a test. This writes pretty well, but what it feels like is that this piece here is kind of like a hard plastic and it's sliding on glass. So it feels a lot like it's sliding. So that's one thing, right? Just kind of feels almost too smooth, like it's an ice skate on ice. You know, it doesn't have that resistance that a pencil on paper has, which you get used to, but it just almost moves a little too fast, right? Too fast. The other thing that this does is that it clicks, right? So when you put it down, it's probably not going to be easy to hear here, but you get just a little bit of a tap, like you were tapping your fingernail on the glass on your iPhone or your smartphone, right? So that is just a little unrealistic too for a pencil on paper. There's just kind of a dull thud as like a pencil touches paper, right? So instead of the dull thud, you get click. But the problem with this is in a quiet room, let's say you're taking some notes, you know, you're listening to a lecture, you're in a meeting, and you keep writing, your pencil here is coming off the tablet and back onto the tablet a lot. So you get lots of little clicks, lots of them, and it can be kind of annoying. So hopefully, what I'm hoping here is that you get just a little bit of added resistance so that it gets just a little bit more paper-like when I'm pushing the pencil across the paper, and that it also reduces the clicking. So kind of that tapping that you get too. Otherwise, this isn't bad. Not bad at all. I mean, you can definitely use this, but if it can just be a little improved, kind of like what I think something like the Remarkable tab or the Amazon Scribe tablet would be, then that should be a huge improvement. So that's my thumbs up. Kind of looks like a middle finger. All right, so let's go ahead and get the new paper-like screen protector on and test that. So first things first is that it has a bit of a grippy texture now. You know, when I'm sliding my finger around here, it kind of feels like paper. You know, it's a little bit different. It kind of just feels a little bit like frosted glass, which kind of makes sense because we've kind of put this frosted layer on top of glass. So your finger doesn't slide as smoothly as it does with an iPad. Keep that in mind. But I will also say here that I don't think that this is reducing my visual enjoyment of the iPad. You know, I kind of thought it would be a little bit more disruptive to the images here, but things look pretty good. I mean, I would say that everything looks pretty sharp. That may be kind of a testament to how good the screen is on the iPad, but let's go ahead and start writing with it. And I'm going to give you my first impressions here. So this is writing, and ooh, feels good. I tell you what, first of all, this slides much better. Feels like paper. I mean, does it feel exactly like paper? Maybe not exactly, but it feels pretty close. I think what is different here is that this material isn't like pencil graphite where it is crumbling as you're sliding it. It feels a little bit like you're sliding plastic on paper. So is that good enough? It's definitely an improvement over the sliding of the glass because you want just a little bit of that resistance so that you don't feel like you are sliding, skating. You know, it almost feels like on the glass that the pencil's getting away from you a little bit. It just kind of wants to keep going. But that little resistance here is a huge improvement, okay? Now, the other thing that I didn't like was the clicking, the dreaded clicking. Does this click? Well, yeah, it does a little bit. Part of this is it's rocking on the table, but I'm going to try to just write here, and it's much duller. That is pretty nice. So it's not nearly as annoying as it was on the glass. This definitely is much more paper-like, and I like it. I think this is an easy upgrade to your existing iPad, especially if you use the pencil a lot, because what I think this does is it basically gives you some of that paper writing experience that you would get on some of these other ink tablets without having to make any sacrifices. You still get full color, it's very bright, it's very fast, you can access all of your other applications here that you can't on some of the Kindle tablets or the Remarkable. So I still have all the capabilities in the world, but now I get that paper writing feel for, you know, 20 bucks or something. So if you want to pick up this particular screen protector that doesn't diminish the visuals in any way as far as I can tell, but yet gives you this paper writing experience, I will put a link to it in the description below. Peter Von Panda, out.
We can discover more and explore so much deeper. We can live better than ever thanks to Peter. Peter Von Panda. Peter Von Panda.
But also, I just snorted. Let me try that again.